We know you have a lot going on tonight. Our viewers in the Eastern time zone, you're about 30 minutes away from popping fireworks and welcoming 2018. For those in the Central time zone, you got about 90 minutes. Either way, we're glad you're spending some of your final night of 2017 with us here on Saints Tonight. With my Super Bowl champ, Scott Shanley, I'm Victor Howell. Deuce McAllister, Mike Neighbors will join us in just a few moments from Tampa as we put a big bow on the end of the regular season for the 2017 campaign. And Scott, I'm really gonna open the floor to you. Do you want to start tonight's program with the glass half full angle, or should we start it with the glass half empty because the Saints lost, but they win, but it's kind of like a blah kind of feeling? Yeah, which way you want to go with this?
I think you absolutely have to start it with the glass half full. When you look at this team, nobody would have expected this team to make the playoffs with where they were the last 3 years. And to be in the playoffs, you can call it back and in the playoffs, wherever you want. These guys still got to put on the hats and the T-shirts in the locker room. They're NFC South champions. Their play throughout the season earned them that right. But who would have thought the bigger game of the day was between the Falcons and the Panthers and them helping the Saints get that home field playoff game. So that was an absolutely big game for the Saints and having to turn out the way it did. But when you look at the other side, you'd like to have this Saints team playing better than they played today. Not only today, but even going back to last week. They beat the Atlanta Falcons at home, but there were a lot of plays in that game that really didn't look good. This Saints offense has kind of been trending down the last few weeks, and that's kind of worrisome.
If this team, I hate that phrase backing in, because if this team doesn't go on that 8-game win streak and puts in the work earlier, they didn't look great today, but you know what? We're already talking about vacation plans for the Saints, so they certainly put themselves in this position. However, that other side of it, there a lot of concerns came out of a game today against Tampa Bay. We thought would give them some fight, but they're really one leg out the door anyway, but maybe gave them a little more, maybe some things to kind of become aware of and work on as the playoffs approach next week.
You know, the one thing about this Tampa team is they had a lot of high expectations around this team for a reason. They're young, they're talented. You look at the last 2 weeks, they probably should have beat Atlanta. They could have beat Carolina, and then today obviously beating the Saints. So they played good football the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately for the Saints, they were able to pull out a win at home, but this Tampa Bay team is still fighting for their head coach. They're still trying to win games, which says a lot about this team. But to me, the bigger story is the Saints team. You're playing against the Tampa team who didn't have much to play for, but their defense has not played well. The Saints offense, I thought it was going to be one of those games for this Saints offense to get healthy, and they didn't do that today.
Let's take it to Tampa. Let's show you how things played out, and we'll start to dive a little deeper into today's season finale between the Saints and the Bucs. And again, this one was flexed along with that Atlanta game. More on that in just a moment, but we'll show you how things developed here. An opening drive. Jameis Winston, this is the good Jameis Winston. We talked about him this morning on Saints Game Day. Cameron Brate for 13 yards. 3rd and 8 now from the Saints 20. Winston to Mike Evans. That's good for 12 yards and a first down. 3rd and goal. Peyton Barber does the honors. He rushes it in from 1 yard out, stretches it over the goal line. It's a 14-play, 75-yard drive that took over 5 minutes, and the Bucs have a 7-0 lead. It would take the Saints 0 plays and all of 13 seconds to tie it up. This being one of the longest plays, if not the longest play, in fact, in Saints history, courtesy of Alvin Kamara. And Scott, from about the 50, it looks like he's coasting in.
He just makes it look too easy. It's not supposed to look this easy at this level, but every week he just seems to get better. 106
yards on the return, and just like that, the Saints offense doesn't touch the field, yet we're tied at 7. Back to Tampa Bay. 1st and 10 from the 44, and Marcus Williams comes up with the interception. Saints defense makes the play. Look, they're telling him, keep going, keep going. Ruled that he was down by contact at the 35. 2nd and 8 from the 37. And Breeze to Michael Thomas. 43 yards. Let's take another look at the route that Michael Thomas runs in this catch he makes, Scott.
It was a great execution on them. Post, goes back down the middle, gets the safety to freeze his feet. And anytime you do that, you have Drew throwing the ball. And Mike Thomas, who has proven he's an elite receiver, he's going to make those plays 10 times out of 10.
How about that when he turns around again with the misdirection and pulls in the catch? Then Kamara. So it's Alvin Kamara, 14, Tampa Bay Buccaneers team 7. He runs it in from 7 yards out. That drive took 3:24. You add the 13 seconds for his kickoff run, that's all the time the Saints had the ball in the first quarter. Tampa Bay went 6 for 6 on 3rd downs, and they're trailing 14-7 to New Orleans after 1. We take it into the second quarter, pick it back up with the Bucs. 3rd and 1 from their own 34. Winston to Alan Cross. Quick little toss, an easy toss to Cross, who makes one move, gets it into the 45-yard line, and that's a first down. 1st and 10, Winston to Jacquez Rogers. Look at this quick little kind of a dart pass, if you will, but that goes for 15 yards, basically down to the 40-yard line, and another first down. 2nd and 8 from the 38, and Chris Godwin's now getting in on the party. This is good for 17 yards. He makes a tough catch just outside the 20-yard line. Another 3rd down. It's 3rd and goal from the 1, and Winston is going to get stuffed, but it's the second effort that gets him in. The extra point 14-13 when he gets in. By the way, 12 plays, 75 yards in more than 6 minutes. Here's your extra point to tie it up at 14. No. Kind of the Tampa Bay season pushes it wide right, so it's 14-13. Saints on top by 1. New Orleans has it 4th and 5. Scott, there were some questions about this call. Leaving your kicker kind of out to dry here, he gets clobbered.
Yeah, risky play here, especially going into the playoffs. You don't want to be dialing up kickers, new kickers going into the playoffs. Risky play, especially the way Will's played this year. Hey, if it works, you're a genius. If it doesn't, that's one of those risky plays. But you don't like to see Will get hit like this at the end of this.
No, a lot of Saints fans are questioning, you need to be running this play in the final game of the season. But whatever happens, he winds up coming up short on the 4th and 5. Tampa gets the ball, 1st and 10 from the 43. And Winston, now this is the other side of Jameis Winston. We're going to see another side again in just a moment. Craig Robertson with the interception. Saints had 60 yards in this quarter, 125 yards in the half. Yet, courtesy of the 106-yard kickoff return, the Saints have the 14-13 lead as we go to the break. So let's pick it up third quarter. 3rd down, starting to sense a theme here for Tampa Bay. 3rd and 14. And this is the Jameis Winston we kind of talked about also this morning, Scott. The what are you thinking, Jameis Winston?
Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking here. These are the plays where you walk off to the sideline and all the defensive guys are looking at you like, we were supposed to get points there. Just come away with a field goal and it's good enough.
Yeah, and that we talked about in question his leadership and how being young, but we're going to see the other side of him again in just a moment. 2nd and 9 for the Saints. Breeze to Alvin Kamara, and you just can't put this ball any better than what Kamara does in terms of receiving it. A quick out route, and look at how Breeze just drops it into the basket. A one-arm catch by Kamara. Fantastic concentration with the defender right on him. The drive would stall. Is Will Lutz feeling okay? Yeah, he's good. Even after he took that big shot from 47 yards out, it's good. 27 combined plays in the third quarter, sort of a ho-hum, here we go, and it's 17-13 Saints as we head to the 4th. And this is when things would get spiced up a little bit and make it an interesting ball game. Tommy Lee Lewis back to catch this punt from Tampa Bay. He gets it from his own 14. Now he's at his own 6, and now he's coughed up the football. Isaiah Johnson basically tiptoes into the end zone. What a costly turnover for the Saints inside their own 10. And just like that, the Saints have a special teams touchdown. So do the Buccaneers, and they take a 20-17 lead. You need the Saints offense to show up with some consistency, and here we go. On the shoulders of Alvin Kamara, 19 yards on the 1st down. 3rd and 7 from the 30. Breeze patiently to Mark Ingram, makes one move, turns it into a 13-yard gain, and it moves the chains. 2nd and 8 from the 45. Breeze, again, out of the shotgun, sees the pressure, quick release to Michael Thomas, 19 yards and another 1st down. 2nd and 8. You notice these are all long. 2nd and 8, 2nd and 8, 3rd and 7. This time to Kamara. Breeze avoids trouble, dumps it off, and Kamara's good for 16 yards inside the 10. 2nd and goal now from the 3, and Zach Line with his first touchdown. He gets the reception. 13 plays, 92 yards in 6:57. Now we're cooking. 24-20, Saints have the ball. But they get the ball back after Tampa Bay marched down and kicked a field goal to make it 24-23. Saints get the ball, but on 3rd and 10, they can't do anything with it. Breeze gets sacked by Clinton McDonald. Now you're going to give the ball back up to Tampa Bay. And, Scott, this is that other side of Jameis Winston that so many people talk about and want to see more of. Forget the eating the hand and all that craziness he's doing in those horrible passes. This is what they're talking about. Cameron Brake, 12 yards. 3rd and 1. He finds Mike Evans. Zips it in. 9 yards, 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 35. Winston, again, out of the gun, 16 yards. Once again, Mike Evans, out of bounds, 1st down. 2nd and 10 from the 49. Saints defense needs to try to make a stand if they want to stop the Bucs from getting close to the end zone. Adam Humphries, 10 yards, 1st down. Now they're getting close to a field goal. 2nd and 10 from the 39. And they don't need the field goal because he finds Chris Godwin for all 39 who gets it into the end zone. 11 plays, Scott, 95 yards and 149. That's the complete 180 Jameis Winston that we saw in the 3rd quarter.
That's the Jameis Winston they're hoping to get consistently every time they step on the field. And that's where his gunslinger mentality comes into play and helps that team. When you're on the ropes like that at the end of the game, he's not scared to pull the trigger on any of those throws, and that's why they came out with the victory.
You even heard the announcer saying this is a chance for Jameis Winston to carry some momentum into the offseason and prove he can be that type of quarterback, and he did on that last drive. Breeze finishes 22 of 30 for 245, reclaims the single-season record for completion percentage as he goes 72%. We talked about that as part of our aspect this morning on Saints Game Day. And as for Winston, 51 pass attempts, When it comes right down to it, Tampa Bay finishes with the win to limp into the offseason at 5-11. The Saints knew they'd be playing at least one more week. They finished 11-5, but maybe it wasn't everything they needed on the field in Tampa today.
Look, it's a second season, so there's that element of, man, you know, you won the NFC South, and then there's that other element of we've got a lot of work to do here to get ready to play at our best starting next week at home. Listen, we have hats and shirts, and we talked about the accomplishment. We talked about where we're at, and, you know, I think it's significant, and yet it really just starts, you know, the sand doll, you just flip it over right now. Everyone does.
We're grateful we're champs. You know, we've earned it. But I think for the most part, we would rather have done it a different way. But I'm glad that, you know, it took this for us to wake up. I'm just glad that, you know, this kind of thing happened now so that, you know, we got a little fire going, and we'll carry it on to next week.
Teo really echoing what Scott mentioned a little earlier about how you wanted to do it. And why do they know they're the NFC South champs? They could have locked it up themselves with a win and guaranteed it. Now you're depending on what happens in Atlanta between Carolina and the Falcons, knowing that Carolina could go anywhere from the 2 to the 5. The Falcons needed a win to get into the postseason. You saw Cam Newton trying to rally the troops. Matt Ryan to Devontae Freeman, 19 yards, gave the Falcons a 7-0 lead. The story and the player of the game, Matt Bryant. 56 yards on this field goal, 1 of 5 he had on the day. 19-10 Atlanta, under 7 to play. Fourth quarter, 4:20 to go. Cam, not the best of passes to Greg Olsen. Tipped and intercepted by Atlanta. It's Keanu Neal who picks it off to seal the deal. See what we did there? 22-10, that's all producer. 14 for 34, 180 yards and 3 interceptions for Cam. What a horrible day for him. So the Panthers lose, and the Saints clinch the South. Now, you had that opportunity of what do you do with the other team up there hanging out in third place, and that, of course, being the LA Rams, who are taking on the 49ers. Boy, have you ever seen a team already start getting more hype for next year before this year is over than the 49ers? Why are they doing it? Jimmy Garoppolo. In his 5 games starting for San Francisco, he threw for 1,542 yards. That's an NFL record. You saw him throw 1 touchdown. You see Carlos Hyde push the pile here. Here comes Garoppolo again. Now, let's say the Rams did sit a lot of people because they know what's going on here. But in the end, he throws for 292 and 2 touchdowns today. 5-0 as a starter in San Francisco. They finished the season 6-10 and throws for better than 1,540 yards in his 5 starts as San Francisco rolls 34-13. So the playoffs are set. And here's what it looks like. The Eagles clinch home field advantage throughout and have the first-round bye along with the Vikings, who got the win today. The wild card game on Saturday night now, the primetime game, will be the Falcons traveling to the West Coast, and they will take on the Rams at the number 3 seed. The Sunday game now will be in the Superdome in downtown New Orleans for the 3rd time this season. It will be Carolina taking on the Saints in that wild card matchup. There was some feeling that maybe you would see the Saints playing on the Saturday game, but with the rematch against Carolina losing to Atlanta, the Saints losing today. Don't know if that had anything to do with the scheduling, but that will now be the Sunday afternoon game in the Dome. So a lot of people have been wondering, and you've been very vocal on social media, you kind of hinted about here on the show, but let's go ahead and ask you why you've been thinking this, where yes, you clinched the South, and congratulations to the Saints. First and foremost, let's say that.
Yeah,
you are
absolutely.
the NFC South champions in a division that was one of the tightest and most interesting all season long. They deserve to wear the hats. They deserve to wear the T-shirts, and congratulations. A lot of people wondering, did you want to lose on purpose? Why did you want to be the 4? Didn't you want to fight to be the 3 because the 3 sounds better than the 4, but you didn't want to fall to 5? It sounds like we're talking about minutia in the numbers, but you actually think there is a little bit of a method to the madness, and that the fact that the Saints lost but finished 4th may not be a bad thing. Why?
No, just in my opinion, when I look at the matchup of whether you want to play the Atlanta Falcons or you want to play the Carolina Panthers in the first round, to me, when you look at the Saints have played both those teams twice already, Carolina was never, ever in a game, both those times. I think the Saints handled them very well. I'm not threatened by Cam Newton's throwing ability. I'm not threatened by the wide receiver core that Carolina has. I think the Saints offense receivers match up very well against Carolina secondary. So I just take it as a matchup. I think the Carolina Panthers have matchup problems. And then you go from there, you've got a home playoff game, you get that win. Now you get to go to Philly. Philly's without a quarterback. They have not looked good the last couple weeks.
Right.
So when you just start to break it down in odds, and when you look at the odds of where you're going to travel and your best route to get to the NFC Championship game and hopefully the Super Bowl, I think being the 4th seed isn't all that bad.
As you're saying, you was expected to go chalk that,
Yes.
meaning the 3 seed would win and the 4 seed being the Saints. They would be matched up with Philly as opposed to going to Minnesota and having to play the Vikings, looking at it as a bigger matchup. So if you follow Scott on social media, on Twitter, you can kind of get a method behind the madness of what he's been talking about there. Let's talk about one of the focuses, though, that the Saints will have to focus on as they get ready to face Carolina, because Cam Newton just looked horrible today. Their offense was pathetic in Atlanta, but we know he can be explosive. One thing they have to do, the third downs. The third down defense today, that was a lot of trouble. Tampa Bay made it look very easy as they extended the time on the field today against the Saints defense.
Yeah, and we opened the show, and I was kind of hard on the offense, saying the offense needs to turn this thing up, but the Saints defense today was not good. When you look at Tampa Bay, 13 of 18 on third downs. That's a big reason why the Saints offense couldn't get going. They were never on the field enough. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 28 first downs on the day. I know Jameis Winston, he can get streaky and he can turn it on. They have some good, talented players on this team. There was no Deshaun Jackson today. Their running game was pretty much non-existent for most of the year. The Saints defense did not play very well today, and hopefully it's not an issue going into next week's game against Carolina.
And some of the plays, by the way, all these first downs you're seeing here, these are all the first quarter first downs. Remember, they went 6 for 6 on third downs in the first quarter. That's what you're seeing right here. And in some of those plays, you see Jameis Winston making the plays like Cam Newton can. You saw it with his feet. You saw it with his arm. Cam Newton looked horrible today, but we've seen him, and he can be very explosive. That's what kind of sends the radar up.
Yeah, and to me, when I look at the third downs, it was the type of third down. It wasn't 3rd and 1 they were converting all day. It was 3rd and 8+. And in those situations, those are advantageous to the defense. You have to make plays in space. You saw a lot of missed tackles on check downs and guys running for first downs. When you get a team into 3rd and 8, you have to get off the field. We'll
see what the Saints can do as the Carolina Panthers get set to roll into town, opening up the playoffs next week. Of course, calling the game on the Saints radio network, our teammate and Hall of Famer Deuce McAllister, who stopped by afterwards to talk to our Saints insider Mike Neighbors and share his thoughts on the loss, but yet the win.
All right, guys, we bring in our own Deuce McAllister here in Tampa to break things down. As a player, how do you feel in a game like this? You want to win, but there's so much good news on the other side. You're going back to the playoffs and you win the division.
Disappointed. I mean, you'll feel better about it later on, but right now you're thinking about the game that you had control of, and so you're disappointed in that aspect of it, and you got to go back and clean some things up. You know, when you look at the common opponents that you're playing one that you've beat twice, which is going to be extremely hard to do as far as beating them a 3rd time, and so you'll enjoy it at some point, but right now you're disappointed.
What do you think about the playoff picture? Because many feel Carolina obviously isn't playing as good as Atlanta. If they win this game, they may have to play Atlanta and had a different track. How do you feel about the playoff perspectives for the Saints right now?
Well, I mean, you got one of the goals that you accomplished as far as winning division, and that's what you were able to do. And now the opponent, obviously you know them as far as Carolina. And yes, it may have been a little easier going this route, but you hate to lose. You hate to enter the way that you did. I mean, and so I think that's where the disappointment becomes. You knew at some point you're going to have to go on the road and beat a very good Minnesota team and or Philly team, so that still looms, but you got to kind of take care of your business as far as the next game.
This is a young football team, but they have played a lot more mature than their years this year. But this is the first time they've been in the postseason for many of them. How do you see this team making that adjustment? I know it's good they'll be at home, though.
Well, and that's the key part. I mean, being able to play at home, you should be able to feed off of that crowd, and I think the crowd is going to have an immense, impact on this game. And Carolina, their offensive line has been banged up. Cam didn't play as well today. They rested Jonathan Stewart. So, I mean, it's a common opponent. It will be a tough game, and it'll speed up. The playoffs, it speeds up, and, like I said, that fan base will be pumped to be able to support this team. And so you just have to detail your work, and today we didn't detail our work.
You have the confidence that you've beaten a team twice, but on the flip side, it's tough to beat them 3 times. I mean, you can look at it 2 ways, can't you?
Well, they get Greg Olsen back, and, both of the meetings that we had earlier, he wasn't a participant. He'll be playing this game, and so he's going to be a big factor. And for this team, they've just got to detail the work, and so it won't be too many new tricks that they can run or do things differently. You're going to have to tackle Cam. I mean, he's going to be a runner for you. He's going to put it on his shoulder, and so it will be tough. It'll be a tough matchup.
You were a running back in this league who could run the football and catch the football, but then you have a Kamara who goes back in special teams and returns one, the longest kick return in Saints history, and the best rookie season really since Gale Sayers, if you look at the numbers. Are you just continue to be amazed by him?
It's just an amazing. I mean, his ability to be able to affect the game is something that has been tremendous. And, you know, to see where he was picked and how he's helped this offense, he has contributed way beyond the expectation as far as what the Saints, you know, when they picked him. But you knew he would have an impact. But what he's been able to do has just been really, really spectacular. And I don't know if he's going to win the Rookie of the Year. If he and Kareem Hunt could share it, then so be it.
And finally, defensively, 3 more interceptions, more than twice as many interceptions than a year ago. That has to bode well for this team moving forward now.
I mean, when that ball is tipped and in the air, you know, you kind of hold your breath because they've been able to come up with it. And today, even though they had 3 picks, they got their hands on another 3 balls. And so you hope that they were able to get 1 or 2 more of those. Just continue to populate the football. That's what they have to do, and just continue to gain confidence.
Breakdown. Happy early New Year, my friend. We will see you back in New Orleans in the playoffs. Sounds pretty good, right?
No problem. We're in the playoffs.
That's Deuce McAllister. I'm Mike Neighbors. Back to you guys in the studio.
Mike and Deuce, thanks so much. We will see you next week in New Orleans for Saints and Carolina as we roll on in this regular season finale edition of Saints Tonight. We'll take a little closer look at Alvin Kamara, some of the numbers he put up in the record-setting season he had, and also talk to today's leading tackler, Von Bell. The Saints lose, but they win the NFC South. And we'll roll on when we come back here on CST. Welcome back to Saints Tonight as we wrap up the season finale. Saints fall to Tampa Bay. Buccaneers get the win in Tampa as we take a look at the final numbers. Actually impressed, Scott, that the time of possession at the bottom of the screen is closer than what it was because, remember, again, a 3-minute, 24-second drive in the first quarter, capped on by a 13-second kickoff return. That's all the Saints had in the first quarter. Yeah, we talked about a lot of those numbers already when you look at total plays and first downs and third down conversions. We covered that earlier, but when you look at it, concerning to me with the Saints offense is 92 rush yards. You'd like to see this team running the ball better than that against this Tampa Bay defense who has not stopped the run very well this year. And I know the penalties, there were only 7 for 38 yards, but it was the timing of some of those penalties. Late in games, you had Coleman again with mental errors and caused those drives to end, which could have led to points. So little things like that changed the outcome of this game. And you can talk about some of those little things, but let's be honest, when you get to this stage, you've gone 17 weeks, and you even heard Sean Payton say in his post-game press, his comments we heard a little earlier, he talks about still have a lot of things to improve on, and you'd say, yeah, but wait a minute, you're 17 games in, what are you improving on? Well, it's getting to what you're talking about. Now, isn't it, because take us through this, you've been through the playoff scenario. Now it's the smallest of things that you have to make sure you correct, because now it's win and move on or lose and you're done. Absolutely. When you look at the penalties, just looking at penalties, you're never going to play a completely 100% clean game. There's too many variables that go on. But it drives coaches crazy when you have mental penalties, like lining up, not lining up in the right formation, moving, false starting. Those type of penalties can be prevented. Holding, pass interference, those judgment calls, those happen throughout games just because it's a competitive game. You have to be able to not lose games come playoff time. The tricky thing with not losing playoff games and that mentality is not playing too conservative and playing scared to lose. It's hard to win that way as well. One of the highlights that we saw in terms of individual, not only of this game, but really for the season, we saw one of his big-time highlights earlier, Michael Thomas at wide receiver. 6 catches, 95 yards today, but with that effort today, he sets a Saints record for receptions in a season. He finishes with 104. That tops the 99 from Jimmy Graham back in 2011. It just speaks to what we've seen week in and week out, how he has been. We had questions earlier with all the changes and some of the shifting on offense, who was going to be one of the go-to guys, and boy, did he step up and prove that he was the guy this year. And he's done it for 2 years in a row. When you look at him last year bursting on the scene as a rookie and taking control of the #1 position at wide receiver for the Saints, to come back in year 2 and to not have a sophomore slump and improve, I think it speaks a lot about him. I think it speaks a lot about the trending up direction that he has for his career. And Drew Brees, you've heard him talk a lot of times. He contributes, or he attributes a lot of this rise by Michael Thomas to stardom with his work ethic. Every rep he takes serious, whether it's practice, it's a game, he practices like it's a game. So it's good to see things like that pay off for people like this in this league. 6 catches, 94 yards today. Sets a season record for receptions. And afterwards, talk to our Mike Neighbors.
Michael, you guys start 0-2 this season, but then you go on to win the NFC South. What does it say about this football team?
It's a blessing. That was our goal, to win the Division South. That was what Coach set us out when we started training camp. You know, it sucks when, you know, you lose, but, you know, we still accomplished our goal. And that's a blessing. You know, they haven't, you know, hang the banner, wear the gear and stuff. We got a banner now, so I mean, you know, that's a blessing. This organization doesn't have one in a couple years, but now things are starting to go in the right direction, but we need more.
Drew Brees said the thing that stands out about this football team, you guys like to have fun, but you played, you know, more mature beyond your years. How's that going to help you as many of you play your first playoff game coming up?
I mean, well, having a leader like that behind center, he leads by example. If you don't know what you're doing, if you're lost, if you need some advice, that's like your encyclopedia right there. He has all the information. He's played a lot of football. He's who I go to if I ever have a question. And we basically just look at him, and we drive off him.
You've beaten Carolina twice this year. How much confidence do you have going into your third meeting now?
We still got to come in and have a great week of practice, execute at a high level, do our job, stay locked in. You know, it's the playoffs now. We're here now. We got to go 4-0.
Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas accomplished a lot here in New Orleans. Now he's ready for his first playoff game as a member of the Saints. That's the story here in Tampa. Back to you guys.
Mike, thanks. Back to you in a moment when we shift our attention to the defensive side. But while we talk about Michael Thomas and receiving, and you were focusing earlier about the running backs, we're going to talk about one in particular in just a moment. But first, let me ask you about the tandem. NFL record, first time in history, a tandem, more than 1,500 yards each. Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, the performance they had really all season long. I know you said you wanted to see more today, but let's look big picture at what these two men did this year.
Yeah, big picture. When you start putting these two guys' names with some of the all-time great running back tandems and to end the season with that amount of yards, they are the reason the Saints are sitting where they are and have a chance to go to the playoffs and have a chance to make a run at another Super Bowl. They have been the driving force behind this team. All the way from week 1, when this team really didn't know what their identity was. They were 0-2. They went and they started getting on a winning streak, and then I think the game that kind of made this team believe that they're a running team and a ball control team is at Buffalo. Handing the ball off multiple times over and over and over again. You don't see it in an NFL game. And these two right here, they carried this team throughout the majority of this year.
Well, what they did was amazing as a combo. We've got Adrian Peterson. How are we going to use him? And how can we use him? And who's this guy from Tennessee that couldn't figure out a rotation as a volunteer and comes in as a mid-round pick? Well, now we know what Alvin Kamara means. And Adrian Peterson, hey, what's that guy? Oh, he's in Arizona. Won't even worry about him. Why? Because look at what Alvin Kamara did today. 106-yard kickoff return. That sets a franchise record. What does he do for the season? He has 826 receiving yards out of the backfield. That surpasses a guy you played with and wore a uniform with, Reggie Bush, 742. He also surpasses the club rookie record for touchdowns with 14. That was set by Mr. Rogers. That goes back to 1981. When you start talking about records and what he has done, his explosion onto this backfield, and he certainly has deserved all the accolades. There are probably more coming this way, but could you have ever pictured back in week 1 that we'd be talking about Alvin Kamara the way we're doing right now?
No, absolutely not. I think when you look at the running backs that they had, you knew this Saints team was going to focus on the run more. But the one thing about this kid is he is proof that the draft is all about fit. I don't think there's a better offense in this league for him to fit, and I think he would have been a great player in any offense, but Sean Payton knows exactly how to use players like this. I'm looking for a weakness in his game, unless I haven't seen him maybe pass protect a bunch, but kickoff return, he can do it. Catching the ball in the backfield, he's probably one of the best in the league. Running between the tackles at his size, normally the guys who catch the ball in the backfield can't do that. He is an all-around back. He's been one of the driving forces for this team, and to be such a young guy, you start worrying about the rookie wall with some of these guys, and he just keeps getting better every week, and that's what's impressive.
Well, we just talked about Reggie Bush last week, and we're talking about his playing days when you were with him in that locker room and what he did, and Alvin Kamara shatters his number in terms of receiving yards. Reggie Bush at 742, Kamara at 826. By the way, for today, north of 230 total yards, had the 106-yard kickoff return, 9 catches for 44 yards, 6 rushes for 84 yards. It goes on and on, but boy, it'll certainly be a force in the postseason, and what he has done, it's been outstanding to watch Mr. Kamara out of the backfield. Let's shift to the defensive side of the ball. As promised, we talked about earlier, you wanted to see some of the things that they needed to improve on. We talked about third downs. How about Von Bell in the game that he had? They winds up leading the team with 10 tackles today against Tampa Bay.
The one thing you're seeing with Von Bell is, with the absence of Kenny Vaccaro, Von Bell has really become that Kenny Vaccaro role for this defense. Very multiple. He's down in the box playing like a hybrid linebacker. He's back playing his traditional safety. He's covering slot receivers man-to-man. Right now, he is the most versatile player on this defense, and they're using him in that same role that they used Kenny Vaccaro in.
10 tackles today against the Bucs and one post-game interview with Mike Neighbors.
All right, guys, here in the Saints locker room, safety Von Bell joining us. I guess kind of a bittersweet feeling. You lose the game, but I see the T-shirt. You got to be happy with that.
Oh, yeah, I'm blessed for the opportunity. That's the #1 goal at the end of the beginning of the year. Won the division, but it's a bad feeling in my stomach now, you know, getting a loss to a team we should have beat. It just hurts right now, but we got to clean up all the film, get ready for next week.
I know the secondary as a whole, you went into the season wanting to cause more turnovers. You had 9 interceptions all last year. You more than doubled that as a unit a year later. How much pride do you guys take in that? 3 more today against the Bucs.
We take a lot. We knew we could get them. We just got to capitalize on more. We could have some more at the end. So it's just we bought in what the coaches brought to us. We went out there and let it loose and just go out there and defend their staple plays, and we just took those away. So just going out there is all come with preparation and going out there not reacting, but you're expecting the play to happen when you see the formation.
You guys have had some injuries with Kenny Vaccaro. You've gotten some more opportunities. Just talk about your comfort level now heading into your first postseason.
I've never been here before, but I played in big games in college, but not bigger like this, so I got to step my preparation game up, get ready these guys, man, lead these guys, and just go out there and just have fun. We do this for a living. We've been playing it since we were young, so just go out there. It's nothing more than a football game. Last
question I have is tough to beat a team 3 times, but you got to beat Carolina for the 3rd time. Let's talk about that challenge and how hard that's going to be.
Very hard. In the NFL, they crawled their way back. We swept them throughout the year. They know us, we know them. We'll see who prepare harder and who knows each other the best. So we'll go out there and fight, and we're just going to give it all we got.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Von Bell ready for his first postseason game in the NFL. Back to you guys.
Mike, thanks. He lined up in the backfield, the quick ball fake, and there wasn't any messing around with this celebration. Zach Line knew exactly what he was doing, spiking that ball after his first touchdown. We'll hear from him as we continue here on Saints Tonight. Saints dropped the season finale in Tampa Bay, but in the process, courtesy of other games, the Saints clinched the NFC South. They'll be set to return home next weekend and host Carolina in the postseason. And congratulations to Zach Line. First touchdown of the season comes late in the ball game today. And Mr. Line, you are now on the stat line when it comes to Saints numbers because your touchdown reception from Drew Brees, it was a 3-yard grab. The 61st player to catch a touchdown from Drew Brees and the 46th as a Saint. The line just keeps...
That's spreading the ball around. 60-some guys, that's a lot of touchdown passes.
That is sharing the wealth indeed. But however you got it done and whenever, the fact is you got it done. And afterwards, Mike had a chance to catch up with Zach.
All right, guys, inside the Saints locker room here in Tampa, joined by fullback Zach Line. I know you guys come up short, but you'll win the division, so you have to be happy heading home.
Yeah, you know, it's always good when you're in the tournament. We know we're home. Carolina back in our house, so it's a familiar opponent, which is good, I think.
You know, Kamara and Ingram get a lot of attention and for good reason, but you got in the end zone. Take me through that play.
It was just something we saw on film. You know, a couple teams that we had seen had success with that almost exact play, you know, carbon copy. And I guess they still haven't figured it out.
Talk about your role heading into the playoffs now. It seems like, you know, you do a lot of things for this offense. What do you see for yourself moving forward with this team now?
You know, I think this is a team you got to be physical with. You know, they want to playoff blocks. You know, but they got some players too, so we got to be ready. It's going to be a big week of preparation. Everything's got to be on point because at this point it's win or go home.
Finally, a lot of things happened in the last sequence. So, I mean, with you guys losing the game, you're going to play Carolina. You could have played Atlanta. Do you have any preference on who you play in the playoffs?
No. I mean, at the end of the day, it's win or go home. I think the Dome's going to be rocking either way, you know, whether it's Atlanta or if it's Carolina. But the NFC South's a tough division, and you know, it's not fun to lose the game but still win the division. But this is probably the best division in football right now, and you know, walking away with, you know, with the gear is what we wanted to do. And you know, we got to enjoy this, but we got to be ready to come back and fix our mistakes from this week.
Appreciate your time. He's got the gear. I don't know if you know this. He's the 61st different player to catch a touchdown pass from Drew Brees. Keeps padding his stats. Back to you guys.
And speaking of Drew Brees, when we come back to wrap up Saints Tonight, Mike will sit down and talk to the Saints quarterback who once again owns a very nice NFL record. That's next as we wrap it up here in 2017 on Saints Tonight. Before we talk to Drew Brees, let's take a look at the overall playoff picture, and we'll go over to the AFC. Not a shock that the Patriots lock up the home field advantage. The Steelers will be there sitting at number 2. So the wild card on Saturday has the Titans facing the Chiefs. The Titans won today to get in. The real story is what happened for the game that is set up on Sunday at noon with the Bills at the Jaguars. The Bills needed Cincinnati to beat Baltimore. Baltimore is leading late. They are going to go into the playoffs, and then somehow on a 3rd down interception, there's a defensive holding call. Cincinnati gets the ball back, and on a 4th and 12, complete a touchdown pass in Baltimore to knock out the Ravens, and because of that, the Bills are in. And they will face former LSU Tiger Leonard Fournette and the Jacksonville Jaguars, the 3 seed, Scott, in the AFC. Your Jacksonville Jaguars at 10-6. That's the AFC. Over on the NFC, of course, we've already touched on it, but we take another look. The Eagles locked up home field advantage. Minnesota sits at number 2. They will have the bye. The first NFC game will be Saturday night primetime. That'll be Atlanta traveling out west to take on the 11-5 Rams. On Sunday, our game, that's the game we'll focus on. The Panthers back in New Orleans. It's the 3rd matchup this season between Carolina and the Saints, and we will get you set for our day next Sunday before we wrap up here on Saints Tonight. Drew Brees, we told you his numbers from what he did earlier today, and congratulations. We had some fun with this morning on our What's More Likely segment with Mike Neighbors. We talked about the percentages or the lack of interceptions. Well, he finishes today once again reclaiming the percentages for a season, pass percentage, 72% pass completion. So you're talking about better than 7 of 10 passes he completed on. For those who are doubting Drew Brees, I think he's put those doubts to rest.
When you look at his decision making, and that's where your completion percentage comes into play. He knows where he's going with the ball. You watch him go through the progression. He goes from his first receiver, if he's not there, to the second, to the third, all the way to the fourth and fifth receiver sometimes. This guy knows where he's going with the ball before the ball is even snapped. He's amazing. I've seen him walk through time and time again in practice. It's just like clockwork. This guy, this guy, this guy, and he goes through that progression every single time, and that's why you end up setting the record for completion percentage in an NFL season.
And you've got Michael Thomas setting records. You've got Alvin Kamara setting records for receiving out of a backfield. It's all because of the way number 9 is running that offense. For today, 22 of 30, 245 yards, had the touchdown pass. Wasn't enough for a win, but on the bigger picture, Drew Brees knows there's a lot more ahead for the Saints team, and it starts next Sunday, as he always does. Drew stopped by to talk to Mike after today's game in Tampa.
All right, guys, Saints close out the regular season here in Tampa. We appreciate Drew Brees joining us. So what's the feeling in the locker room? You want to win, but you win your division title.
I mean, it's a little solemn, obviously, just because, the game is so fresh. But, bottom line is when you reflect, listen, we're NFC South Division champs. And that was goal number 1, coming into the season is getting into the big dance, getting into the tournament. And as a division champion, we get to host a playoff game. So, obviously, that's a big accomplishment, especially in our division, where we've got 2 other teams in our division going to the playoffs in Carolina and Atlanta. So, listen, we have a lot to be proud of, but we also have a lot to work on. And so that's where we are right now. We're going to host Carolina next weekend, and we got to be ready.
Many of your teammates trying to turn this into a positive, saying there'll be a little fire among this team after this loss heading into the playoffs. How do you feel about kind of building off what happened today?
Listen, there's definitely an edge, and you got to have an edge to be your best, and to continue to focus on improvement and, doing what you got to do to put yourself in the best position to win and succeed. And so that's what I love about this team is everybody's highly competitive. We're not just satisfied with being division champs or where we're at. We have loftier goals, but we also understand that this game is the most important game so far.
Going into the playoffs, quite the running game, and we've talked about it all year, but Kamara and Ingram both over 1,500 yards from scrimmage in one season. No backfield's ever done that. I mean, they made plays today, and I know you expect them to make more in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Both those guys did some great things today. It's a great 1-2 punch, and, one that we're going to need to utilize in the playoffs as well.
And you have Zach Line contributing as well.
That's
the 61st different guy to catch a touchdown pass from you. I don't know if you know that or not. He didn't know that. But, you never know who's going to contribute. You're getting contributions this year from everybody.
Absolutely. It's good when you can spread the wealth.
And finally, just talk about this game coming up. You've beaten Carolina twice. What do you take from those 2 games heading into the playoffs now?
They're a very good opponent. It's always been an opponent that we've had battles with. Got a ton of respect for Ron Rivera and that defense, and obviously what they can do offensively as well. So we understand that, there is a level of familiarity, on both sides, divisional opponent, but, it's the playoffs now, and we got a lot of work to do to put together a great game plan and then go out and execute it to perfection.
Happy early New Year. Have a good, safe flight, and we'll see you in the playoffs.
Thank you. You too.
All right, Drew Brees here in Tampa, guys. A silver lining for the Saints quarterback sets once again the all-time completion percentage rate for a single season. Back to you guys.
Mike, as always, thanks so much for all of your work. Happy New Year to you. We'll see you in the first week of 2018 back here in New Orleans as they get set to host Carolina. To get you set for our game day next Sunday, Saints game day will kick off at its regular time, Sunday morning, 10:30 Central, right here in the studio. Scott and I will be here. Mike Neighbors will join us. We'll get you set for the 3rd matchup between the Saints and Carolina. As for the post-game show, our Saints Tonight show will air immediately following the Saints-Carolina game. We'll have an extended live version. We will take you to the Dome. Eric Ritchie will go behind enemy lines. Mike will have all the reaction from the Saints locker room. We'll hear from Sean Payton, Drew Brees, and company. So make sure as soon as the game ends, you flip over and join us for a special edition, an extended edition of Saints Tonight as we wrap up week 1 of the playoffs. This is the time of the program I look at you and say each and every week, what do you need to work on? I can tell your juices are getting going. You've been in this position now because now it's the postseason. This is what you've worked for. This is the real deal, and you heard Drew talk about having an edge. 3rd time you're facing a team that you said for weeks, I can't figure this team out. How are they still in contention? Fact of the matter is, they're in contention, they're here, and they're coming back to New Orleans So what do you do now off a disappointing loss, knowing that you're going to be home for round 1 of the playoffs? The biggest focus is what?
Well, I think just the matchups, and that's one of the reasons why I'm excited that the Saints are the 4th seed, because they get to host the Carolina Panthers, because I think matchup-wise, this is the ideal matchup to help the Saints get a win. When I look at this Carolina team, the offense has struggled for the majority of the year. They've made enough plays defensively and through the special teams to help them win games, but there's been no consistency on offense. When I look at the Saints going into this game, be who you are. How you got here, just stay that way throughout the playoffs. Run the ball. Don't get intimidated by a Carolina Panthers front 7 that stops the run. Throw the ball around in this secondary, because this team is not matched up well with you. Just stay true to what got you to this point. Get your body healthy. That's number one, because you don't get the bye week. Those other teams get the bye week. But just stay true to who you are, run the ball, play good defense, and hopefully come out of this game with a win.
The anticipation should be big in New Orleans, and it'll all culminate next Sunday afternoon when Carolina makes a return trip for the Superdome. Once again, from all of us at our CST family to all of you, please have a very safe and happy New Year's weekend. We look forward to seeing you in 2018, and congratulations to the New Orleans Saints, your NFC South champions. We'll see you next week for playoff coverage between the Saints and the Carolina Panthers right here on CST. For Deuce McAllister, Mike Neighbors, Scott Shanley, I'm Victor Howell. Happy New Year and good night from all of us at CST.